And welcome back, everybody, to Balls Out Sports Podcast. As per usual, we got myself, Remy, and my boy Trip over here. Um, we're back better than ever, ready to talk about some crazy, crazy NBA playoffs. It's it's been a roller coaster of emotions. I don't think people would have told you that it was going to be OKC versus Indiana in the finals, going to 7 games. But that's what it's looking like. At the moment of recording, we're about halfway through with the third quarter of Game 6 um, of the NBA Finals, and Indiana is leading by 35 points.
Not
So,
much, not much going on. Oh,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's why we decided to record now and not wait till the end of the game to start recording. We were like, let's get a head start on things. Um,
yeah. But you never know. But
you,
you
you
never.
never you never know. Although against the Pacers, they've been the kings of um, you know, gaining back leads instead of blowing those big leads. So, I mean, I don't know. Before we get into this championship series, I want to kind of talk about just everything we've gone through playoffs wise, both East and West, and what are what are the things that you've liked the most? Or let's start with this: who's the player that you like the most, or liked the most throughout these playoffs? We're gonna exclude any players playing currently in the finals.
Um, Wait, so you said no finals?
Yeah, you can't because I mean, obviously, I feel like we would pick Halliburton
Uh,
if that was the case. So I wanna talk about everyone else in the playoffs, people who did not make it to the finals.
Honestly, and it pains me to say this, but I mean, watching every game that Brunson played, seeing what he did. I don't remember what his playoff average is, but it had to be upward of like 27, 28, 29. Like he was putting up insane numbers. So I'd probably say him. The only other one that comes to mind is Jokic, and I think that's just kind of obvious. Like he was carrying the Nuggets basically everywhere, you know, like a bag of bricks.
Right. Right. It's hard to say because they didn't even make it to the conference finals. But the Cavs basically, until they got up against the Pacers and started getting injured, I really liked what I was seeing out of Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah,
He was putting up great numbers as well. It's just, injuries all around. And at the end of the day, that's kind of what the Pacers were able to do that no other team was able to do. They were able to, an injury here and there, able to still work through it and work around it and get W's. But yeah, the Cavs
yeah.
end up losing in the East semis to the Pacers 4 games to 1. So it was, yeah, kind of unfortunate. But Donovan Mitchell, that's my pick, honestly.
Ah,
But
he
then
did
what?
good.
Yeah, then
Um,
what team would you say has surprised you the most?
Outside of the finals,
Yeah, outside of
or
Indiana, because I don't think OKC is really surprising
um,
anyone by being in the finals. I mean, I think any NBA fan would have said that that's one of two teams that could make it.
I'm kind of going down the same path because I mean I might be a little biased being a Boston fan, but I thought that we would at least, make it more of a series against them after Tatum got hurt even. Um, they kept pretty composed. They only lost that one game, and then they just took over, won the last two. Like, I think they did good, but yeah, like I said, I hate to say that.
Yeah, I mean that's understandable. For me, honestly, it's the Warriors because before the trade deadline, I don't think anyone would have ever had them, going
hmm
anywhere. And they put up a great fight, won a 7 game series against the Houston Rockets, who were much younger, had much fresher legs than them, had
hmm
more experience playing together than the Warriors did. But Jimmy and Steph, I think depending on, what additions they make in the offseason, that that's a team to look out for in the future, in the stacked
Yeah,
Western Conference.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Bringing it
Um,
back to what you said though, I pulled up Brunson's averages for the playoffs, and yeah, he was at 29.5 points.
29 and a half. Okay.
Yep, with seven assists, which is his oh, never mind. Last year he had a little bit more assists, but yeah, seven assists, 3.5 rebounds. Just
Yeah,
overall doing his thing. 35.5% from 3 point. I mean, yeah, Jalen Brunson definitely carrying that Knicks squad.
yeah. Nah, fucking yeah. They they needed him like badly. Um, postseason Carmelo Anthony Towns is worse than regular season Carmelo Anthony Towns in my opinion. So,
Huh.
I mean,
Did you
he
just
had a
say
couple.
Carmelo? Did you say Carmelo Anthony Towns?
Whoa, I'm on another one right now. I'm trying to
That's
do two things at once.
no.
Harkinson just flopped. Did you see that? Harkinson just flopped. I think that's what threw me off was the Harkinson flop. It looked like a soccer play.
It literally just pulled up on my screen. I think I'm a little bit behind you, but yeah, that's interesting. But yes, Carl Anthony Towns.
Carmelo Anthony.
Um,
Yeah,
he was
Carl.
catching some strays though because defensively he was being a little bit more of a liability than the Knicks wanted, and also I mean it was to the point where would rather have Mitchell Robinson out there, and it shouldn't be like that. It should
But
be
he was a
Cat should be your preferred center to be out on the floor at all times.
hmm Robinson though. Stock definitely went up. He performed well. He was getting all the boards against the Celtics.
He's a serviceable big man no matter where he goes. I think he's kind of on a like a JaVale McGee kind of path, a DeAndre Jordan kind of path, where it's just like no matter where he goes, he's good to get rebounds. He's good to get defense. Good for some defense. And yeah, he's gonna be a serviceable vet for his whole entire career. So we'll see if he stays with New York for a while. With the squad that they're trying to have, because next year their window is definitely open with the uncertainties of the Boston Celtics. The
Oh
um
yeah,
Obviously the Pacers are always going to be doing their thing because, well, I mean, people were doubting them this year and look at where they got.
true, true. Can we admit though, like some like crazy shit? Like, I mean, they could make another run next year for sure, but to make the run that they made this year, the moments that it came down to, I'm tired of hearing Halliburton's name. Like, I hear it. I mean, give all credit to him. Like, he's been insane to watch. Like, it makes
I
every
mean,
game
obviously
exciting.
this would never happen, but you always want teams to get better during the offseason, right? And if they weren't huge rivals in the same conference, and the Bucks traded Giannis to Indiana, they could do
Oh my God.
they could do some crazy stuff and keep on running it back. I mean, I
Oh
don't
my
think they'll
God.
get someone of Giannis or KD's caliber. Um,
I think Giannis is set too. I don't remember if I saw something. I might
you
have
don't
like
think
a
he's moving?
video. I thought I saw something saying that he was like pretty loyal to the city or something. I don't know. They all say that though. Like Paul George is supposed to be on the Thunder right now.
I was about to say, as a
That's what
Celtics
he's
fan,
saying.
the fact that you said this, bro, as a Celtics fan, I'm like, do you not remember Kyrie Irving's first game as a Celtic? Him just literally being like, "Yeah, I'm here to stay," and
Yeah.
then 2 years later, he's in Brooklyn.
hmm
Oh.
Yeah. How'd that turn out though? But at the same time, like it was unfortunate with that whole thing, like injuries and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm watching Halliburton get his ankle wrapped right now. That's
That sounds like
crazy.
Halliburton.
That's crazy to put on this performance right now with him hurt too. It just it
I
makes
mean,
sense though.
it's what It's what you needed because literally, hold on, let me pull up the box score. Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton, 14 points. Yeah, literally the leading scorer. I mean, I don't know. He's literally inevitable these playoffs. So I think that right now is the perfect segue. Let's hop into these finals. Let's hop into what's been. I don't even know how to put this. The magic that this Pacers, that this Pacers team has been creating. Um, Game after game, series after series, close game after close game, not so close game after not so close game, because there's a few of them that are, some of the craziest comebacks you'll ever see.
Mm,
Um, they just find a way to end up on top. Um, Now there is one thing that I wanted to bring up is that the Pacers have not they haven't had to do a game 7 yet this playoffs versus the Thunder that did get it done against the Nuggets. And they are going to have home court advantage, so it is in their home court this game 7. So
that's big. That's really
do
big.
you think that affects this Pacers kind of grit and determination and the fact that they are kind of comeback kings?
Absolutely. Because they just play better when they're at home, when they have their like fan base and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be, I mean, game's not over yet. We're down what, 21 points? It's not looking good, but a theoretical game 7 is gonna be close. I don't think that it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
in any way a blowout or anything like that, but I think the
I hope not
Pacers,
for the fan bases because I mean we were talking about this before we started recording. People fans overall kind of disappointed in the overall not even star power but like star franchises or lack thereof in these finals, and I think that the fact that we're getting great excitement out of two quote unquote small market teams, um very impressive, and I'm looking forward to what this brings to the future. Teams
yeah,
such as Indiana, OKC, Cleveland, Orlando's on the come up, Minnesota. Who else am I thinking? Just smaller teams that have never won a championship. The
yeah,
Rockets, they've won a championship, but
yeah,
it's been 30 years. Um, the Pistons haven't won a championship in 25 years, and they, are a completely different squad since then. So
true. Yeah, their turnaround was crazy.
the Pacers have given the rest of the league the hope and the feeling that, hey, if we really play team basketball, team defense, team offense, team everything, you
Yeah,
really only need a few solid pieces. You don't need necessarily to have multiple superstars, right? You can have on the Pacers, you can have Halliburton. On OKC, you can have Shea. On the Pistons, you can have Cade. On the Timberwolves, you can have. I can go on and on. Just have teams that only have one superstar, and the Pacers make those teams feel like they just need a couple solid pieces to pair with that guy, and some grit, grind, and good team basketball to really get over the hump and make it to the finals.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's hard. Team basketball is like one of those things where if you do it right, obviously, like against a superstar team, it's very effective. Like you look at like the San Antonio Spurs, that's like one of my favorite examples of like good team
Mm-hmm.
basketball
I was about
because
to say same core idea, but Toronto Raptors with an ex-Spurs player, where
hmm
Kawhi was the only superstar on that team at the time.
hmm yeah, Fred VanVleet was on another level that year for some
Mini
reason
Mini
though.
Drake was cooking.
Bro, for real. Every single time he popped up on the screen, it felt like I was watching like Drake in the OVO
Dude,
court.
literally, but I guess I don't know why I said Mini Drake. He's probably taller than Drake.
Dead ass. Yeah. No, for real. I
He's just
mean,
younger than him.
well, he's younger and he's out there with fucking like when you put things in perspective, you know what I mean? Like everybody forgets that point guard is usually like 6'2" or like six
Mm-hmm.
one at least, you know what
Hmm.
I mean? Which is like you or me. Like
Yep.
and then it just goes from there. Like
That's why people such as Jalen Brunson, T.J. McConnell give us normies a little bit of hope. It's like, damn, someone like me really can make it in the league, you know?
Isaiah
Um,
Thomas was the best, bro, on Boston. It didn't make sense. If you look up Isaiah Thomas highlights in Boston, the floaters that he would hit just because like he was fast enough to get to the spot and
mhm.
everything, like it's crazy. It's
Use
crazy the
his height to
scale.
his advantage, but it to go even further down the rabbit hole, Isaiah Thomas, if you think about it, he's 5'9" and he's American. 5'9", I believe, is the average height here in the United States. Now,
Crazy.
let's go further down the rabbit hole and go to Muggsy Bogues.
Oh, yeah,
He
like
is genuinely considered short by regular people standards.
mm-hmm,
Now he's in the NBA where, as you said, a somewhat taller person, taller than average person, a 6'1" 6'2" person, is the shortest guy on the court at all times.
mm-hmm.
And the fact that he was able to thrive in such an environment and play multiple years on multiple teams, it just shows that he definitely, I want to say not pound per pound, but inch for inch is definitely the most impressive feat in the NBA.
No, for real. I think he won the dunk contest, or was that Nate Robinson? Nate Robinson
No,
won the
Nate
dunk
Robinson
contest for
has won the
sure.
most dunk contests. Spud Webb won a dunk contest, and he's, I
Spud
believe,
Webb.
5'9", 5'10" as well, maybe.
That's who I was thinking of, not
Maybe
Muggsy
shorter
Bogues.
actually. But
I don't think
Spud Webb had hops. Let me look up his height real quick. But
Muggsy
um,
Bogues was like, I forgot how tall. Like, I want to say like 5'6", maybe 5'5". I know he was short. I think there's a
no,
picture
no,
of him.
no. Muggsy Bogues is 5'2" tall.
Five
I think
foot
maybe
two.
5'4".
I think they got a picture of him. I think the pic. Remember, there's like a famous picture with him and Bobo,
Muggsy Bogues is 5'3" tall,
or
and
not,
Spud,
not Bobo. Manute Bol.
yes, yes, that's a very famous picture. Spud Webb is 5'6" and he won a dunk contest, so that's very impressive as well.
God, we have no excuse, man. We have
No, not at all.
absolutely no excuse. That is crazy, man.
Wow,
Could get rim.
The Pacers are on one.
Yeah, I know. I stopped paying attention.
um, well, now let's talk about the people in the finals. I'm very impressed by Tyrese Halliburton. But I want to talk about J Dub, Jalen
Yeah,
Williams.
yeah. No,
40
he's
points the other
been.
night in a finals game. I mean, on the nights where they need him to explode, he's always there. Um, what do you think this entails for the future of OKC? Because when you're in this situation, you don't want your players to get too good because it's like, damn, now I got to pay these young guys. He's still in his rookie contract, you know?
True. Yeah. I mean,
It's his third year in the league.
like they'll they'll definitely figure out a way for him to get paid. But at the same time, like all the interviews that I've seen with him and everything, he seems like the type of guy who's willing to take a pay cut in order like to win a championship. Like he seems like the type of dude who like is that kind of mindset, you know what I mean? He's not going to go out for money or anything, but I could be wrong. And in that case, you know,
Because you
they'll
got to pay
just
him, Chet. You got to pay Shea. Who
mhm,
am I missing? Anyone?
Blue Dort.
You got to pay your Lou Dortzes. You got to pay your
Honestly,
um.
he should. I don't know what Chet's contract is, but he should probably be getting paid, if not like the same, like a little bit less. You know what I mean? Because Chet's supposed to be that big man. You always gotta have a big man on the like top 1, 2 payroll. It almost seems like, and Chet's that guy. Like for the
Yeah,
and Like he's proven himself already and everything. This is Jalen Williams proving himself. So like I don't know. I think he's not gonna really make a hassle of it trying to get more money. But
I don't think Chet's proven himself because in my mind, if you were to tell me if someone his height is really as dominant as they were supposed to be coming into the league, then the Indiana Pacers should be literally like barbecue chicken, bro.
that's
There
true.
isn't a single moment when he's on the court where he's not the tallest guy, doesn't have the tallest or the longest wingspan. There isn't a single moment during this whole entire series where that's not the case. So in my mind, if he really wanted to step up, he should be the one dropping 40 where it's like, holy shit, like he's, as soon as you get, for example, as soon as you get anyone Ben Matherin's size or shorter on him, it's boom, drop step dunk. As soon as you get someone like taller on him, it's like, all right, well, now I'm just going to do my own thing, pick and roll, alley oop, like it
Yeah,
literally should be barbecue chicken. Um, it's just
that's
I don't know.
true.
I feel like he's being a little bit more passive, even though you said, as you said, he really is that guy. I mean, we saw him play at Gonzaga and just be an absolute beast on the basketball court.
Yeah. And I mean, maybe that's a situation where if it comes down to you gotta pay two guys, you gotta let one walk. I mean, I don't really see that happening, but it'd be interesting to see what the Thunder do if that does come down to it. But I don't know. They got that they got that commercial together. They're all in the suits. Seems like they get along pretty well. NBA
Yeah,
loves threes.
they definitely seem like they all have their financial literacy up because especially the two ones that aren't J Dub and Chet. It's like, all right, well, you're both on rookie deals. You never know what can happen in the NBA. Start getting those endorsement checks up and getting that money on the side. So that's always
Yeah.
it's always good to see. Um, well, what do you think is someone that can be, now that we know for sure who the people that are eliminated from these playoffs are? Who's someone that can be added to a team? Anyone added to any team that brings that team to find into finals contendership.
Um, I mean, that's kind of a hard question to answer. I'm trying to think of a team that just, I mean, if the Pistons picked up another superstar, that'd be pretty crazy. Oh, the Magic, if they got somebody, like, I don't know. But these young teams that have like a lot of potential, like what we were getting at earlier, like imagine if Giannis all of a sudden just joined like the Rockets or something. Like,
If Giannis joined even the Magic, I mean that would be crazy.
yeah,
Or like if
true.
Jokic joined the Magic, or if so. Um, let's think a little bit smaller though, not necessarily superstars, but I think, for example, if what caliber exactly am I thinking of?
Like a
Mm,
superstar?
no, like a step below that, because like obviously, as you said, if you were to throw Giannis on another team, that easily boosts them up. But um, to piggyback off of what we were saying earlier, where it's like the Pacers, where you really just need a solid piece to add to a team that already has a superstar. Let's try and pair up a solid piece with a team that already has one. Um, off the top of my head, I'm thinking someone along the lines of like if Porzingis were to leave the Celtics and end up on a team like the Warriors, that's needed a big man for a while, um or even the Magic who need a big man.
Shit, yeah. No.
Obviously with Porzingis there's always the health concerns, but
Telling me about it, bro.
hey.
Bro, we're at General Hospital right now. It's insane. Like I've never and if you would have told me, I mean, obviously, but it's just crazy how it turned out, you know what I mean? Like, oh well.
I remember texting you during that game being like, "You okay?"
Yeah.
You're
Bro,
like,
I
I'll
think
not be,
some.
a-
I think
I'll not be answering any text for the next 24 hours.
yeah, no, I got a couple of texts actually. People were like, "Damn!" Like, I mean, I was getting texts from like when Tatum went down and everything. I remember when Jerry said he's like, "Damn, bro, that looks like Achilles," and I was like, "All
Shut up.
right, no, bro, yeah, like why we got?" I mean, ended up being right, so crazy identification call right there,
Yep.
but man,
I mean, he's a huge Kevin Durant fan, so he's literally seen it all before. So
man, it's like flashbacks,
I think that's genuinely what happened. He had a flashback moment. Um, well,
man.
Pacers are leading by 30 points right now in Game 6 of the NBA Finals, looking more and more, with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, it's looking more and more like we are going to have a Game 7 in Oklahoma City, which I could not be more thrilled about. Now,
Hmm.
let's get two scenarios in here. Scenario 1, OKC wins. Scenario 2, Indiana wins. Who is named MVP of the finals in each scenario?
Indiana's kind of a toss-up. Um, the Siakam and Halliburton. I think the edge will go to Siakam just because I think he's been a bit more impactful, like consistently. I could be wrong, but uh,
Offensive, yeah, points wise, Siakam's definitely been the one who's um been like the leader. I want to say like if you look for example, game, let's see, where is it? Game one, Pascal Siakam had 19 points. Game two, Tyrese Halliburton was the leader in points. Pascal had 15. Tyrese had 17 points.
yeah,
Um, game three, which Indiana won, it was the Ben Mathurin show, right? That's when Ben Mathurin had 27 points, but still then afterwards it's like still Siakam, Tyrese kind of neck and neck. I don't know. I feel like it's a toss up between Siakam and Tyrese just because of the story behind um
hmm,
these finals, especially Tyrese being hurt for 2 games, I guess, maybe 3 games, 2.5 games in total if you count Game 7. Um,
hmm.
yeah, I feel like the NBA is all about stories, and that would definitely be a good story.
No, for sure. I think it honestly could be a. I mean, obviously not, but it'd be cool if Jalen Williams were just to win it regardless, even if Indiana were to win, because nobody's been putting up the performance like he has. Like Shay, he's been
I think that's never happened ever again. I don't think a losing team's player is ever winning the finals ever. After LeBron didn't win it in 2015, it's never
Mhm.
happened.
No, it's never gonna happen. Like, like NBA finals. Like, I don't know. I guess it's different. Like, you just want to have the most valuable player be on the winning team. But
Mm-hmm.
there are definitely scenarios where it's just like you were not the best player throughout the series. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely I mean, I guess that's why they introduced the Eastern Conference Finals MVP and Western Conference Finals MVP. It's because I feel like sometimes people were taking into account the story of the whole entire playoffs when it came into Finals MVP voting, and this kind of eliminates it. It's like, all right, well, this guy already got the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Like the finals is its
hmm,
whole different thing. Let's only take into account these 7 games and yada yada. Because yeah, I feel like honestly, it's gonna end up going to the best player on the best team. But now here's the
yeah.
question: who, depending on who you are, you think maybe the best player on Indiana is a different person.
You mean besides Siakam and Halliburton?
That's what I'm saying. Who is the best out of the two? Because Shea is clearly better than
Oh,
J-Dub, like overall. Not
yeah.
necessarily this series, but if you say it goes to the best player on the best team, who is that on the Pacers?
Well, I mean, it just depends on like what you like offensive impactfulness and defensive, or more so just like well, like
The
being
best
able
player,
to.
the best player.
In my opinion, I think it would be Siakam, but like with everything that Halliburton has shown, it's hard not to say.
I was about to say that how often does it happen? So uh, how do I put this? How many times has Halliburton taken the final shot?
I think
A
like
lot,
four,
right?
four,
Throughout this playoff,
yeah,
you know, that we've had.
yeah,
How often does it happen that it's not the best player on the team taking the final shot? Especially at this clip, at this rate. Like I can't name a single
yeah,
other team where it's not the best player taking the last shot. It doesn't. I mean, obviously there's some teams where like if the Bucks are down three, you don't want necessarily Giannis taking the shot. I understand that, but
yeah,
in this scenario, like it, it's really for me. It's clear cut that Halliburton is at least internally viewed as the best player on the team because otherwise you're not you're otherwise they would give the ball to Siakam for these last second shots, but
yeah,
continuously it's been Halliburton with the ball in his hands.
yeah. I think I'm thinking about it too much, or I'm just being too much of like a hater. But yeah,
You
that's a good
really
point.
don't like Hallie.
It's not that I don't. It's just that like I don't know. It's the same, just like hearing the same name over and over again. But like at the same time, it's crazy that I'm hearing the same name over and over again. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I
From
think I'm just
Indiana. Why are we hearing about someone in Indiana?
yeah, no, for I think I'm just so down on like my mindset was so because if it were the Thunder and the Celtics right now, I promise you it'd be the Celtics and six. That's just what like if everybody
Okay,
was
with no
healthy and
Jason
everything.
Tatum, bro, they couldn't even beat the Pacers.
Not even close. No, not with no Jason Tatum. I'm saying with everybody. Like the
Okay,
way
okay.
that it was last year, with the exception of
Right. I see what you're saying.
Kristaps. Yeah. No, are you kidding me? Like I mean the series
No,
that started off.
I just thought you meant without Tatum. That's why I was like, hold your
Yeah.
horses there.
No, 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 no. I wish.
I don't think there's a single team that could make the finals if they lost their best player today in the NBA right now.
Yeah, that'd be pretty hard to do.
And shit, there's 28 NBA teams that didn't make it to the finals with their best player on the team. So,
It's just a rare thing to happen in sports. I was thinking Nick Foles. Like when I think of like what the hell? Like
yeah, because Carson Wentz was like in the MVP talks that season before the torn ACL.
yeah. And then
He ended up missing like 2 or 3 games before the end of the regular season.
yeah, that run needs to be studied. I think they beat the Packers. They beat Aaron Rodgers when he was actually good. Um,
This in the NFC. So yeah, it totally would have been. They. I know that the last team they beat before the Super Bowl was the Vikings.
Vikings. Oh
Um,
shit.
yeah, because there. I remember being in Minnesota. It was a big deal. Like, oh my gosh, if the Vikings beat the Eagles, they'll become the first team ever to play a Super Bowl in their own home
Oh
field. And then I believe 2 or 3 years later, maybe 4 or 5, now that I think about it, time flies by, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ended up being the first team to play a Super Bowl in their home arena, and they ended up winning it.
yeah. Damn. Imagine that. That city must have been on fire then.
Yeah, and it definitely would have been crazy if Minnesota had made it past the Eagles because just before they faced the Eagles, they faced the New Orleans Saints, and that's when the Minneapolis Miracle happened. That's that season.
Uh,
The Nick Foles season is the season of the Minneapolis Miracle.
Diggs.
Sideline, touchdown,
Man,
Vikings win. Yep, beautiful call. Beautiful call.
man. Can we talk about calls for a second? Because I got a couple of calls that I think I looked up
Go ahead.
recently,
What's your
even.
what's your favorite call that you've ever heard live in person?
I think my favorite, now I just got chills thinking about it right now, is Auburn's gonna win the football game. Auburn's gonna win the football game. And he got
Really? Did
Chris
you
David.
were you watching
Bro,
that live?
chills. Yes, bro. I was with my friend in the basement of his place. That was insane. That was one of the craziest things I think I've ever seen.
For me, it would have to be like to winter 2015, I think, and Oklahoma City Thunder, or sorry, the Warriors are playing in Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Thunder make a shot, and yeah, Mike Breen literally just goes like, Warriors have a timeout, decide not to use it. Curry, his 3-pointer, bang,
Bang.
bang. Makes it with point 0.7 left, I think, on the clock to go up by three with point 0.7 left on the clock, I believe is what it was. And
Man.
I'm chilling in a hotel room for my younger sister had a basketball tournament down in Rochester, Minnesota, next to the Mayo Clinic where all the athletes be going. Shout out Mayo Clinic, taking care of many pro athletes throughout the years. But yeah, I'm literally chilling in the hotel room and I see that and I was like, that's when I realized that Steph Curry was definitely built different. Like he's not a normal guy.
I got another one. No, for real, Steph Curry, like there's so many moments where it's just been like
Well,
jaw
as a
drop.
French guy, just this past summer was just, gee, I mean, he demolished us in the finals. It was a one man show.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. What was the one that I was about to say? Oh, James, his 3-pointer, no good. Rebound Bosch. Back to
Back out
Allen.
to Allen.
Yep, his 3-pointer. Bro, that one, thinking about that gives me chills too. One I didn't catch live, because I didn't become a fan of F1 until after it happened, I'm pretty sure. But have you ever heard
Mm-hmm.
the Charles Leclerc one? I
Which
forgot it.
which one?
The what when he wins Monaco for the first time?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God, bro.
First person from Monaco to win the Monaco to win their home race, in like 55 years.
Dude, because the build up to it is absolutely insane. Like, because he's like about to, I think he had like a decent like gap when he was in
Mm-hmm.
first or something, and it was
Mm-hmm.
just like, dude, I forgot his name. It's a British guy, but he had just absolutely took
George
over.
Russell,
No, the
Orlando
commentator,
Norris.
the
Oh yeah, yeah,
commentator.
yeah, the commentator. No,
They've been doing,
My favorite F1 commentary. I mean, it's probably the most favorite one out there. It's the same commentator. He's focusing on two cars that are battling, and I can't remember who's battling, but I think it's Verstappen and Leclerc. And he's like, Verstappen side by side with Leclerc. Through goes Hamilton.
oh yeah, yeah,
And Hamilton overtakes both cars. He eventually,
yeah.
like, literally 2 turns later, Verstappen overtakes Hamilton back and ends up winning the race in front of Hamilton.
Hmm.
But it's just literally that moment where it's like all eyes are on two cars, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden those two cars take the turn, and this third car just takes the
Boom.
turn just a little bit tighter.
Yep,
Oop.
yep.
It's all you need. It's
Bro,
all you need, man.
Hamilton's run as I'm watching the F1 trailer. Have you seen that? The one with Brad Pitt? It's
I
been
actually
everywhere.
am about to. I'm going to go watch this movie this weekend in
Ah,
theaters. Yeah,
nice.
hopefully with my sister. She's a huge movie person. She does movies for a living, so it's like I definitely like watching movies with her. So because she always like thinks about other things than I do.
Yeah, she's got that other perspective. But
Mm-hmm.
nah, I think I got chills almost at every single one that we just talked about. I'm not even kidding. I felt chills like almost every single commentary that we had just now.
Yeah.
Fucking sports are the best.
Oh, actually, I do. I know another call, but you didn't hear this call because you watched the World Cup in America. In 2018, I watched the World Cup when I was in France, and that's the World Cup that France won.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not even in the finals. It's, I believe, in the quarterfinals. Uh, Hernandez lobs the ball from the left side all the way. It goes over everyone in the box, bounces one time, and then Benjamin Pavard half
Oh,
volleys it into
fuck.
the net from way outside the box. And just hear this. This is the commentary in French. They're very calm about it at first. They're like, Hernandez, le centre, un peu trop, second poteau, Pavard! And then it's just an explosion. It's just literally they realize, oh my gosh, he's shooting that. He's not just trying to lob it back in for someone to head it in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Pavard, oh mon Dieu, which is
Yep.
French for oh my God.
Man,
Benjamin Pavard, Benjamin Pavard.
that's probably one of my favorite goals I think I've seen like ever.
Especially from a defender, that's the thing. It's that he's not,
Outside
he's a
back.
right back. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
right back.
Yeah,
So
bro, that team, that was honestly like I'm not saying it was taken for granted, but like that team, that fucking I miss Pogba so much. Pogba on that run was insane. Like I think he scored a goal in the final and then he scored a goal if not in the semi, I forgot when he was just there, you know what I
yep.
mean? He
Yep,
was
and
just
Griezmann was the leading scorer, and I know that Pogba and Griezmann had a great chemistry in the sense that Pogba's vision is just out of this world.
oh
And
my
on top of
God.
that, not only does he have the vision, but it's kind of like a De Bruyne, where it's like, okay, well, you have the vision, but you also have to have the ability to get the ball, curve the ball from
Uh-huh.
the inside, the outside of the foot, left or right foot, be able to put it with the perfect amount of spin so that it hits that person in their run. I mean, Paul Pogba was just spoon feeding Olivier Giroud, Mbappe, and
Mm-hmm.
Griezmann. He was just
Mm-hmm.
absolutely spoon feeding them in the box.
Yep.
Uh,
Conte was on one too. Lloris was
Matuidi,
on, but yeah, Blaise Matuidi. Oh my God, bro.
Umtiti,
Yep,
Varane.
yep. Varane, man, it's crazy how fast everything changes. Like from like a national team, you know what I mean? Like French national
Well,
team.
let's take this for example. In 2018, do you remember who won the best player of the FIFA World Cup?
Um.
Hint: he's retired now. Luka Modric.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
He's not retired. He's still.
Not retired, but
He's
sorry.
about. He's about retired.
He's about to retire, and he's retired from international play. He's not playing
Yeah.
in the next World Cup, is what I mean, in the
Yeah.
2026.
No, I hear you. I hear you. But
So
he was insane. Croatia had a pretty crazy run too. I mean, obviously they made it to the final.
yeah,
Like nobody expected that, but nah, man. Soccer's been all right recently. Um, it's been interesting watching. Have you watched any of the Club World Cup?
I watched one of the Club World Cup games, and it was very underwhelming.
Which one?
The Madrid one.
Oh yeah, no, that fuck. I mean, they just they can't figure it out, man. Like it's sad. Part of me, because Mbappe didn't play in that game, part of me thought that they were actually going to play better because he wasn't playing. Like maybe they would have more of a team dynamic because usually
Mm-hmm.
when it's Mbappe, they just try to get like him the ball and like they always try to get Vinny the ball too, but they just like they can't figure it out. I mean, we'll see, but I'm not too optimistic on it.
Yeah, we will see, man. And honestly, I'm looking forward to getting another episode out once as soon as these finals are done and before the draft, because I feel like we got a lot of things in a lot of different sports kind of kind of brewing right now. It's a beautiful time to be watching sports and to be sports fans.
For sure. Yeah.
So on that note, I want to thank you guys for being sports fans and for being a fan of the show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and just know that we gonna be here to let you know who balls out whenever we can, and we gonna catch you on the flip side. Peace.